Hey everyone, Dr. Frunky coming back at you with another knife video. This time, I wanted to do a little comparison video. Everyone loves a good comparison. Everyone loves the Paramilitary 2. If you're watching this video, it's likely you know a thing or two about a paramilitary, you like knives. So I thought that I would do a little comparison video here between the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and the Spyderco Nirvana. These two knives represent some of the greatest offerings that Spyderco has. In case you haven't noticed from the other videos on my channel, I do like Spyderco knives. I think they make very high quality products. The Paramilitary 2 has been around for quite some time. Its reputation precedes itself. Everyone really knows the quality that's gone into it and the constant quality improvement that keeps making it just better and better. You likely own one of these or have owned one at some point. You may even have this very same one. Now the Nirvana is a newer offering that came out a couple of months ago. Talked about for a couple of years before it was actually seen on the open market. But it's supposed to represent basically the highest abilities of what Spyderco can do as a company. So let's talk about how their sort of bread and butter knife, the Paramilitary, compares to their highest tech, newest offering. I have videos on these knives separately on this channel. This video is not intended to be a re-review of these knives, but rather just a comparison of what they're like as a carry, how they cut, how they perform. So the Paramilitary 2, very long handle, relatively short blade. It's a 5-inch handle and like a 3 1/4 inch blade, or less than that even, something like that. Really not a lot of cutting edge for how much knife you have to hold to get to it, but the benefit of that is that you've got something to hold on to. I have big hands, large glove size, size 8 sterile glove size for those in the healthcare field. And my hand has no trouble finding grips all over this thing. It's big, it fills my hand, and it has some more to spare. But I have a big hand. If you don't have a big hand, that could be a problem for you. I also feel that there's a lot of wasted real estate in the back part of this handle. There's an entire lanyard tube worth of space that's sort of just not useful at all back there. So those are my thoughts on the carry there. The blade on the Paramilitary 2 is heavenly, to say the least. Everyone knows this thing slices like crazy. Perfect for everyday cutting tasks, food prep, cutting through anything, cardboard, rope, cloth. It's going to do it well, and it won't quit. That full flat grind and that blade shape, very reliable, very good cutter. The Nirvana has a lot more blade to offer. 3.75 inches of S90V steel, packaged into a handle that is more or less the same size as the Paramilitary's handle. So they've packed nearly a ½ an inch more blade into what is effectively the same amount of handle length. And that's really impressive to me. If you're going to have to carry that much of a folded knife, you should at least get a whole lot of blade. I can fit, a whole finger width here in between the tips of these blades, so a lot of room gained on the Nirvana, a lot of extra blade. You don't always need that much blade depending on what you're doing that day, but very impressive feat there. This is a bit slimmer, I think, than the Paramilitary, and it's a lot smoother without the textured G10-like surface on that carbon fiber. Very smooth. Slips in and out of the pocket. Maybe a little bit easier. Not quite as wide either, particularly with that Spidey hump right there, so that takes up a little bit of space. I can carry my phone next to this knife, not as easily next to this knife. I have deep carry pocket clips on both of these guys, so both from the same manufacturer, Blade for Sale on Amazon. Great clip supplier. I think that deep carry clips are my preference. Everyone has a preference, and different knives carry better with different clips. So let's stick to the comparison here. So this knife comes with S90V steel, high quality steel, very high edge retention and corrosion resistance, supposedly. See my review on this knife to understand what I mean by that. Now this Paramilitary 2 comes in M4 steel. Typically it's in S30V, which is a great steel. Designed specifically for knife applications and cuts very well. This M4 is out of this world. Just as nice as that S90V. I'll never reach the limits on either of these two blade steels, but nice to know that they are that high quality stuff. So at the end of the day, what am I reaching for? Which one of these two knives do I carry more? The answer is the Paramilitary. Number one, that's because it's almost half the cost. This was $430. This one was $220. The standard version you can be had for, I don't know, $120 to $140. They make an S110V version that's $170 or so. That's really nice as well. I had that one, the Blurple edition. So different types and different distributors have their exclusive sprint runs that are available in different G10s and blade steels. So I carry this one because I know it's cheaper. Honestly, it's lighter. It's about an ounce lighter than this one. I find that the Paramilitary 2 blade grind is much better for all cutting tasks, period. Just all cutting tasks. The Nirvana cuts well. It's no slouch, but you have to kind of force that thick blade through most things. This is more of a conversation piece. That integral handle is just fun to look at, fun to talk to people about, fun to explain the work that went into it, and you know, I like to say, hey, take a look at this. What's so special about it? Do you see any hardware? I don't. It's one piece. It's fun. So this is more of a showpiece. This is more of a workhorse. So I'm not really sure what we're going to gain from this video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Just looking at the two knives, the Spyderco Nirvana, the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, both are excellent offerings from Spyderco, an American company doing great things. I think that if you have the means, you should have both of these knives in your collection. Everyone should have a Paramilitary 2. This should be everyone's introduction into what is a quality everyday carry knife, at least the base model version. I favor this over the Benchmade Griptilian, some of the other Kershaw knives. Just skip straight to this and just stop messing around. The Nirvana is for people with an addiction like myself, that want the finest of everything and the latest and the most cutting edge, and are willing to carry a knife that is slightly less functional in order to have something that's a little bit more fun or creative or interesting to talk about and fondle when you know you're not going to have to cut a whole lot of stuff each day. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, click like or subscribe. Shout out to the Chicago Blackhawks on this one. Great team. Can't wait for hockey season. Anyways, take care, guys. See you later.